Welcome to this look at a new map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is American Life Farming. This is a new map out by Lancyboi. It's 384.21 megabytes to download. I start here at the start farm. This is a very nice map. A lot of the stuff on here has been custom made by Lancyboi, barns, buildings, things like that. There's a few things I need to say straight off the bat. Top right, there's a load of money there. I'm on New Farmer, Normal Economy. You would usually start with 100,000. There's a reason I had to put some money in. I'll explain that in just a moment. This is packed with extra goodies in that we have custom crops. And when I say we have custom crops, we have got alfalfa, rye, sorghum, rice, carrot, onion, millet, triticale and tomatoes. All extra. What else? There's compost, but I'm not sure. I'll explain about that later on as well. You'll understand why. It is seasons and precision farming ready too. Let's have a look at the map. And what I will explain first, is what you start with is field 32, field 34, the silo, and just this bit here, which has got the farm on it. If we zoom in, why am I not getting the menus? There we go, that's better. The menus for me, yesterday when I was setting this up and going through it all, if you look at fruit types over to the side, we've got triticale down at the bottom. If we go across one, we've then got the alfalfa, rice, sorghum, rice, carrot, onion, millet and tomato. But if you keep going, growth looks to be okay now. Soil composition, brilliant. Yesterday, though, for some reason, those weren't showing up properly. So I'm glad they are. That's fantastic. Now, the reason I have had to buy loads of extra fields, I say had to, is that all of the animals on this map, there are cows, chickens, sheep, pigs, calves, but they are all technically hidden until you buy the land. So as we go around, we'll have a look at them all. They're all on the map now, but if you can see the plots, I've had to buy the plots next to them. If I click on that, I had to buy those plots there, 35 and 33, to get the sheep farm to pop up, 28 to get the chickens to show up, and there are loads of these plots where you've got other little farms which have got silos. There are loads of silos dotted around the map. Now, those won't show up either until you buy the land. Field 6 had to be bought, so you can see the pigs. 7 has got a silo with it. There are these water fill triggers as well. Now, there's a warning about to come with this too. And then we've got the big farm here, where you had to buy 38, 13, and with that, you get calves, you get cows, you get 2 silos. So, yeah, there's a load. Biogas Plant is available, can be purchased, and that was 648,864. A lot of the fields on the map come in pairs, or if you buy something, it comes with a field, generally speaking. So, like I say, I had to put some money in so that when I went round, all of these things were here. Now, here's where the warning comes in. If you come onto our new farmer, it's 851 out of 1,299 slots. And you don't start with a huge amount of stuff. If we go onto here and go to garage, we start with the John Deere 6135, 7310, a New Holland TX32, a pickup, HKD302 trailer, header for the TX32, a plough, cultivator, we've got a seeder, tedder, windrower, baler, and a front weight. That's it. The buildings are all there, they're all in place, as are all the animal pens on New Farmer. This is where the warning comes in. Now, this may not happen for you. This is what happened for me. Feel free to go and test it yourself. But on Farm Manager and start from scratch, the slot count dropped to 726. The water fill triggers at a couple of the farms on the map weren't there. And every single farm I went to, because I went around the map looking for where the animal pens were, none of the animal pens, even when I bought the land, came up. So the only way I could get any of the animal pens was on New Farmer. On Farm Manager and start from scratch, Nothing. You don't start with a silo either. Around the back, that's not there. So yeah, I mean, you may find you'll come on there on your farm manager and start from scratch, buy the land, and they'll appear. But they didn't for me. So just bear that in mind. As a warning, really, that's just something to be aware of. Contracts are available. As far as we stand with mods and crop, now I know this is a lot of talking first, but there's a load of stuff to talk about, and I know when I start driving, if I start talking about these important bits, I'll forget other things as I'm going around. The crops, as far as planting the crops go, if we want to use the Cedars will do alfalfa, rye. Let's go across till we get to them. It shows it right. So the Cedars will do alfalfa, rye, sorghum, rice, carrot, onion, millet, and triticale. The Cedars, sorry, that's the Cedars. The planters will do sorghum, rice, tomatoes, carrots, and onions. So if you want to do tomatoes specifically, you need a planter. So there's a mix between the two, Cedars and planters. For harvesting these things, a regular harvester header will do most of your crop types. But for the root crops, we need to go to beet technology. And the beet technology, we have got specific headers. So we've got a carrot header, an onion header, a potato header, a sugar beet header, and a tomato header. So for doing the root crops, you need a specific header. And then under vehicles, we've also got under beet technology, if we go right the way across, we've got a root harvester. Now that root harvester will also do potatoes and sugar beets. So you haven't got to buy a separate one as well. But if you want to do any of the other root crops, including potatoes and sugar beet, you need the root harvester and you need the specific header that goes with it. So for putting into the ground all the crop types and taking them out of the ground, all the stuff's there. Which brings me on to as well, Orga Wagons. Now most of the trailers will take pretty much everything, but the Orga Wagons will too. If you come onto Orga Wagons on here, the Orga Wagons will take your rice, your sorghum, millet, triticale, tomatoes, onions, carrots, all those things, which is pretty handy as well. So that's the crops, mods. So there's loads, there's absolutely loads. I don't think there's anything under animal pens because they're fixed in place, pretty sure not. Now, this is where I got confused. Government subsidy side, I've got in there because I needed it for getting the money up. Compost. Now, we've got this silo, which is for buying compost. There's no amount there. It doesn't give you a capacity. That's for buying compost. But the weird thing is, and again, this may be me, if I go across to, say, fertilizer technology, there's nothing there. If I go to Manure Spreaders, oh, there we go. You know, I went through yesterday, and because it's dark, right, so you can buy compost, and your muck spreaders, my eyesight's terrible. The muck spreaders will do manure and compost, so you can spread compost on the land. I was going to say, I couldn't work out what the compost was for. Your compost you can use just like manure for fertilizing. What else? Oh yeah, there were some other mods, weren't there? I think there were. Silo, we've got custom silo. Large grain silo takes all the extra crop types in there, 200,000 litres. That's a multi-fruit, as you can see. I don't think there's anything under decoration. And nothing under sheds or farmhouses. So that's the other thing. There's no sleep trigger when you come onto the map. There's no sleep trigger set in place. Whilst this is where you do start, that's not a sleep trigger. If I go up and press L3, nothing happens. If I go around the building, that gives you loads of scope because there are loads of farms all the way around the map for you to pick where you want your start farm to be. Whilst your equipment and machinery is here, you don't have to use that. You can move it and you can put it somewhere else. There are a lot of farms around the map for us to have a look at. But the custom buildings on this are absolutely brilliant. Lancyboi has done a terrific job. I mean, I would honestly say Stone Valley I loved. I did a Let's Play on it. This is another step up. This to me, with all the custom stuff, I know it sounds weird, has a more American feel to it. I don't know, that's called American life farming. That's kind of the point, isn't it? But for me, it just kind of ticks the boxes. So I've done root harvest, plant, seeds, crop check. Oh, right. Okay, we'll go into that later on. Right, that's, as far as I can tell, top of my head, that's all the the information side of things. Let's get around the map. I know that people are saying the map tour doesn't start till 9 minutes. It doesn't say on the thumbnail that it's a map tour. It's just whenever I do these, it's a kind of map tour review, giving you the information you need. Let's put up just here. I'm going to open the map to the side. We have got over here the first of our livestock markets. I'll do what I usually do, and I'll show you as we go around where we are, all the different places. I have been round and worked out all the capacities for all of the animals as well, so I should be able to do that. We have got some forestry around the map. I know I haven't gone to the map and said about field prices. They are quite expensive. I will say that. Fairly expensive, so just be warned there. The other side of here, it's all this stuff. You know, you look around and there's nothing on here that's that kind of, I've said before, just a plonked down, you know, we've seen this on 100 other maps. Bonk, there's this, there's that. This is all custom gear, and it's brilliant. Very, very nicely done. So, up the back here, now there's one bit that I'm a bit confused about. Right, this is straw manure. This is a sell point. If we come onto the menu there and we go down, we've got 2 straw manure sell points. Am I at the right one? Yep. There we go. That's straw manure. But what we have got this side, what looks like a barn sell point. You've got the hazard mark trigger there, but it's not showing up on the map. I've got animal dealer and straw manure. Where I'm standing there's nothing showing. Maybe it's just not showing on the map. Maybe it is a barn sell point, but it's not showing for me. And with everything else, setting everything else up, I'll be totally honest, I forgot to come and check it. I was going to, and I just fell out my head, so I do apologise for that. But it's a quick thing to check if you're unsure, like he says, having not done it. Go further along. Then we come to the next sell point. We have a lime buy point round the back just here. And then we have a sell point here. What I also do normally when I do my map tours is write down the name of all of the sell points. So as I go around, I haven't got to keep checking on the map. But this is North Grains. So we're up the northeast part of the map. Like I said about field prices, if we have a quick look, that comes as a pair, 1,697,000, 994,000. I mean, they're pretty big fields. 555 for 22 and 33. We do have some forestry areas, 536. So yeah, field prices, it's fairly pricey, to be honest with you. We are going to go from here back the way we came. I had worked out a route in my head. It's funny how when I write all my stuff down on my list for doing a map tour, and I have I write the same list out each time, then kind of fill in the blanks of all the stuff that I need to cover. It never looks like, when I'm looking down my list, it doesn't look so bad. Then when you start to actually say it all out loud, I'm on the wrong side of the road. You suddenly think to yourself, whoa, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, it's really nice. Now this is set in Ohio, various places in and around Ohio, nowhere specific. We cross over and we'll go I want to say this way. Oh, I've missed turning. I think I meant to go further over. Hang on. Yep. Sorry for that. Another one over. Railroad track. Now, as far as does a train go up and down that track, in the time that I've been going around setting things up, I haven't noticed. I'll be honest, I haven't noticed. I know that sounds terrible. So this is the first of the plots you need to buy for them to come up on New Farmer. And this is the first of the cow barns. This will hold 200 cows. We're just south of field 29. Your livestock trigger is just here. Feed trigger's in the middle. We do have cattle grids at the sides there, so you haven't got to worry. There's light switches in all the barns that need them. And we've got a water trough out in the middle just there. And again, this is something completely different. It's not like any of the other cow barns and stuff I've come across. I'm trying to think on any of the maps on console that I've played. We've got a water trigger. We've got a manure pit just there. That said, where's the slurry pit? And we have a barn just there. That's true. Milk and slurry. Did I put any cows in that one? I thought I had. Cows brown. Haven't fed them anything. Manure, slurry, milk. So they should be producing when you feed them. Ah, there we go. There's your slurry. Generally speaking, Lancyboi pretty good at, you know, it's going to be one of these here, isn't it, I would think. He's not one for hiding things, so even if I don't find it or don't show it, finding the feed triggers and things like that won't be too difficult. It's not going to be a treasure hunt as you often find on some maps, but continuing, we've got a lot to cover. And that's the thing, for a standard 2x map, this is another one of those ones that feels huge. So I'm backing ourselves here. Again, the lighting's nice on this. Again, when I do my tours, lighting's good. We've got another farm just here. Now, I did try buying this one to see whether or not the silos would come up. Oddly, this one didn't, and I thought it was one of the ones that would because the silos are there. I will try again because I thought it was strange as I was going around, as I was buying certain plots, things were popping up. 516,000 by, yeah, no silos popped up on that one. Because there is a barn there as well. So if you're going to use this as a start farm, which you're more than entitled to do, I will reverse up to here. Up here, we have got the straw manure sale point, the second one, and the spinnery, which are there and there. From here, we're going to cut across, I think. So was I going to cut across? I mean, you don't know that. I'm just in my head. I think I was, but I'm looking for the turning just here. It's always the same with this, working out a route that takes everything in as efficiently as possible without backtracking as much as possible. It's not always easy to do, but so this is one of those plots of land. You buy field 18, you get the silo here with this farm, which again, if you wanted this to be your start farm, you can place a sleep trigger here. There's pillows and doormats and deck chairs and you name it in the mod hub, there's plenty about. Now, again, I'm going to check the map because I want to make sure. So we started off here. We went out to the end here, back across where I had my little faux pas there, back past the cows, up to there. We've now headed down past 18 to here. I'm going to go out to that one, then back across. Yeah, then all the way out that way. Yeah, I'm just double checking my route. So this is another one where you buy the land, there's a fuel point, we've got a silo and we've got a water trigger up on here. So your silo, again, a different type of silo, putting in and taking out is just there. Water triggers over there. And then from here, we're going to go across to the pig farm. I think it's the pig farm next. Yep. Yeah, we just came opposite that, didn't we? Oh, no, that's interesting. So that looks like for sheep, but again, I've had nothing come up. I'm wondering if some of the triggers are, when you're buying the land, they're not popping up. When I came round, I didn't notice this one. That doesn't open. But weirdly, it's got feed and water trigger. Unless that's for the, well, the pigs wouldn't cross the road. That would be very unusual for pigs to cross the road. Anyway, pigs this side. There's your trigger. You know what I'm going to do. Let's buy some. Yeah, they're all this side. Water trough, feed trough, manure pit, slurry. This corner is for bedding, I think. Yeah, pretty sure it is. That's your pigs. This will hold 300 pigs. And you've got a silo here. This is one of the silos that, if you come up to it and press circle, you can take that away if you don't want the field trigger marker there. That's puzzled me about across the road. And again, your farmhouse is there. That's where you want to put your sleep trigger. Go for it. That's odd. Okay, let's turn that off. Back in the pickup. From here, that plot is at the bottom of field 7, which I've bought. Ah, right, separate plot. Horses. That's where your horses are. Glad I checked that. That's your horses. Oh, blimey. This has been one of those maps, I'll be honest. You get some maps and map tours where you go around, it's like bomb, 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 bomb. Everything falls into place, everything's there. Job done, move on. Some maps come out that are really, really complicated, and you have to go around and sort all sorts of stuff out, and you can't find triggers and things like that. And other maps you get that have got so much, they're packed with stuff. Not complicated stuff, but packed with a lot of stuff. Inevitably, you're going to miss something. It happens. It's, you know, and because of the situation I found when I came onto here on Farm Manager and start from scratch, I suppose in my head I started to panic a little bit and thought, oh, you know, there were triggers missing. I couldn't find certain things. I didn't even think about horses, but there they are. Now we're at the store. We've crossed the, is it a highway, an interstate? Not being American. Oh, that's what I meant to show you. Just drove past and didn't even mention it. Got an advert there for Farm Sim 22, but the other side, Farm Sim Show, DJ and Clutch. If you haven't watched it, listen to it. Do. It's brilliant. I was a guest on it. It's awesome. Check it out. Very, very cool. So this is the store. We've got our buy point. We've got our repair, customize, sell. That's here. This is your where items appear, but also this is your reset point here on the map. So if you get anything stuck, you have any problems, you can reset to there. That's your store. From here, I think I'm going to continue east. Now, as far as the compost goes, because there is that silo there to buy compost, and you can use it as a fertilizer. As I went around, I have been trying to find, and again, I might have missed it. It's a big map. There's lots of these little farms dotted around all over the place. A bunker. I didn't find a silage clamp or a bunker for making your own. There could be one. Under silos, there isn't one to place. If not, it's just going to be a case of it's for you to buy. You know, that's what it's there for. So, out to the east, we come to the next farm, which again, you have to buy the land. This plot was, so we've come from the pigs out across here to the store, continuing east out to here. You have to buy this one. This is field 33 and 35 together. Gets you this farm area and the sheep. Our trigger is just there. This will hold 500 sheep. We've got feed trough, water trough is around the other side. One thing I didn't look for here was where the wool spawns. There's your water trough. I mean, it's going to be somewhere obvious. As soon as you start doing your sheep, the wool will start to spawn. I'm saying it possibly could be in here. There's not another marked area that I can see. But again, it's not going to be hidden. And I know people will often ask on the map tour, where does the wool spawn? Well, in all honesty, as soon as you start doing sheep, a pallet will spawn. And it's not going to be miles away, it's going to be here with the sheep. So I know that's not particularly helpful, but it is what it is. Right, from here, where was I going to go? Oh, I've got so much to fit in here. Was I going to go straight across the land? I think I might have been, you know. Excuse me for cutting across somebody's property. It was the more efficient way, I think, for getting across. We cut across to this road and then down this track, because the next one we're going to go to is the chickens. These different crop types when they're growing look amazing, don't they? And each of these farms is different. Again, it's not just a plonked, oh, right, I've made one American looking farm, let's just use that. It's just in different orientations. They all look different. Little plots here and there. We've got chickens just here. Again, this plot needs to be bought. And this will hold 500 chickens. Buy and sell. Egg boxes and feed trough around the side. Fairly standard, but again, they are fixed in place. From here, I think we're going to cut through. And then that way. Okay, into the back here, we've got another line point, just there. And we move through to a few buy points, sell points. Is it here? It's round behind, isn't it? Yes, it is. So, around the back of here, we have the superstore. Then when we go across here, we've got an anhydrous station, gas station, and the truck stop. Opposite, we've got seed tanks. I'm going to jump out and do this. Might be a bit quicker than driving round to do it. So, fuel station and fuel station. This is an anhydrous tank. Anhydrous is an anhydrous ammonia. This is a different type of fertilizer, and when you buy it, you need to get something from the crop protection side of things. If you look at there, there's the green sort of diamond on its edge square. That's for anhydrous. So under crop protection, you've got your liquid fertilizer, you've got your herbicide, and you've now got anhydrous. Anhydrous will act as another fertilizing state. So if you want to use something different, we've got compost on here as well, and now we've got anhydrous. So you can come and buy your anhydrous here. I did test this with one of the sprayers, and it was really cheap to buy as well. But it was on New Farmer anyway. So that's your anhydrous tank for an added fertilizer. Fuel station, truck stop sell point is over here, which puts us right over by the, again, I'm going to say interstate. I don't know if interstates are interchangeable with highways. Which is just there. We're going to come back to that in a minute. And then we have got a seed buy point which is opposite. Oh, I'm walking as fast and running as fast as the cars. If only that were the case in real life. Seed buy point, just there. So on the map, where have we come from? Well, we're coming onto the sheep. We cut across here and then down here to the chickens. We then went from the chickens up across here through the gap to the lime station. We've done superstore and hydrous, truck stop, seed tank. We're going to whiz down to here and do these bits at the bottom, and then go across to the other side, because there's a whole load more over there too. I think because of the way the farms are kind of laid out, and there's things, you know, in the gardens and stuff, this is another one of those maps that feels lived in. It feels used, you know. It feels that it doesn't feel sparse. I don't know, it's just me, but right. I think we're going to just continue on this road. Yeah, pretty sure. So this down here, we've got a fuel point here and we've got another silo. Now this is one of those plots that until you bought it, the silo didn't show up as usable. But that's the silo there. And then we're going to go from here. Now, we're at the southern part of the map now, which is just there. Next to the sale points is just here. So we're now at the bottom of the map. We are at Animal Market Grains. There's a bales sale point and there's another animal dealer. So we've got an animal dealer at the top of the map and the bottom of the map. So, barn sale point. I think that's another straw manure sale point. And then we've got livestock market point just here. For your buying, selling, loading or unloading. Very nice indeed. Now there is a forested area on the map just here, which you can buy if you want to, if you're doing a bit more forestry. We're going to head up, let me think. Yeah, because the road we're going to take now runs along the side of the interstate. Excuse me. Because there is a fence along the side of here for a little way. Then we're going to cross over the top at the interstate and on towards the biogas plant. Then we're going to head out west. I mean, I've lost count of like watching Welker Farms and loads of different YouTubers that I watch online, where they're taking machinery and they'll come up off like a county road or a side road and that kind of thing, and then over bridges like this, over interstates and highways, and this just, it fits. It just feels right, you know. It looks right. Where's down there? So we got a biogas plant, which is just here. The biogas plant, when purchased, is a standard biogas plant for the most part, but it does take compost as well, which makes me think that somewhere on the map there has to be a silo for making, like a silage clamp for making compost. I keep getting field level chaff on all of these. Everyone I've checked said field level chaff. I haven't found one that says field level compost or anything like that. Because the fact you can sell compost here would seem a bit strange if you're just going to buy it from a silo and sell it. I mean, I suppose stranger things have happened. Oh, 2 silage clamps just there. The sell point trigger is, I mean, it's a fairly standard biogas plant, this one. Your sell point is just there, and your byproduct, your digestate, comes out your pipe just there. And then from here, continuing on, and across the railroad. We have a sell point just here. This is the highway sell point. Just making sure we did all those, didn't we? We did north of there. So we're at the highway sell point now. We're going to continue west. We've got the big cow farm here, and then the sawmill, I think. Like I say, barring anything I've missed, which potentially, yeah. At this point, having found the horses earlier, I'm now thinking there's all these little plots that... Have I missed something? It's so difficult to tell. But hopefully not. If I have, apologies. So, turning down here. You watch, this is where I'm going to find the compost silo or something, isn't it? I thought I'd checked, but... Right. Main silo off to the left. Fuel point just there. Hop out. You watch. That says chaff. So 2 large silage clamps just there. These I think are just grain storage. I didn't get anything come up for chaff or anything on these. So as far as I know, they're just storage. And we've got another 2 here. I better check. I know I have checked them already, but you know what it's like. I'm just thinking, did I miss something obvious? Right, so we're at the kind of the bottom of this large farm here. This building here is for your calves. So we can have calves. They will get, let's say, bigger. They'll be worth more money. They produce manure? I think they might do, actually. You know what we'll do? Let's get a couple. Or 3. And we'll go across. Yeah. So there is a reproduction rate. You have to give them milk because they're calves and bedding, nothing else, and they will produce manure for you, and then you can sell them on. So that's for your calves. We've then got, as we move a bit further up, I think the slurry pit is here. Just there. And then we've got for your cows, the larger building just here. Oh, there we go. Thought the trigger wasn't working for a minute. This will hold 500 cows. So the top cow farm will hold 200. This one will hold 500. And we've got our various different feed triggers and things. And I think there's a water trigger. This is where you get your milk from. I think the water trigger might be out in the field, I think. If I'm not very much mistaken. The water trough. There we go. Out here. So this will do 500. Let me just check the map to make sure I haven't missed anything on this one. So we came from the highway sell point. Oh, we might have just missed the water fill trigger, but we've got a silo. Oh, another silo. Calves, cows, fuel point. We're in the field at the moment. If you're still with me, thanks for sticking with me. We're nearly there. Like I said, all the buildings that require lighting that you can access and stuff have them. Oh yeah, there's the other side. Walk straight past it. And we also have the workshop here. Now that's a good point. At the start farm, I didn't notice a workshop. You can do your repairs at the main store, but there is a workshop here at the large cow farm. And again, we can turn it on or off if we want to. Now, capacities of each of these, I didn't go around and test all the capacities. But look at the top where it says silos owned. We've got, for the main crop types, or at least a lot of them, 1.4 million litre capacity, and then some of the others it's a million. And then we've got 400,000 litre for some of the root crops for sugar beet. That's interesting. And it looks like we've got storage there for... Oh yeah, because we've got multi-fruit silo, haven't we? So that'll be split. It could, I'm thinking 200,000 litres each. I think dotted around the map, we've got about 6 or 7 silos, if I'm not mistaken, because we've got 2 there. We've got a silo there. We've got one there, one there. We've got one up at the main farm. Then there was... Where was the other one? One down there. Yeah, 6 or 7 silos. So yeah, it's got to be about 200,000 litres each, hasn't it? Split between all of them. But obviously the land needs to be owned for that to work. Right, off to the sawmill. This is, don't know. This is a tricky one for me because I really enjoyed Stone Valley. Really enjoyed it, and I honestly think this is a better map. I really do. I like the layout of this. I don't know, the feel of it. I'm not sure why. I just do. And I really enjoyed my Stone Valley Let's Play. Ooh. So I was looking at that shaped field. I thought it was a very odd shaped field, and then crashed into the back of someone. So, moving round, we come to the last of the sell points, which is just here. And it's your sawmill. So we've got a lumber sell point around this side. We've got a wood chip sell point around this side. I don't think that's a hayloft, but I will go and check anyway. You never know. This could be. I think it's just a barn there just for being a barn, and why not? Yeah, just there for being a barn. Now, like I said, if I have missed something, I really am sorry. If you know the whereabouts of the compost, if there is a way of making compost, I'm just looking at all these little slivers of land. I thought I'd checked everywhere, and now I'm paranoid that I've missed something really obvious. Which I might well have done. Anyway. That's American Live Farming by Lancyboi. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.